Hi and welcome back to Live and Breathe Horses, and we're going on with horses and their riders, words of wisdom from Nuno Oliveira. Today we're on to chapter 3, which is about the continuing work, the next phase in training after we've been talking about the starting the young horse. So off we go. At this stage in training, the young horse now accepts the rider on his back and he starts moving in a relaxed manner and turns easily. Before starting to collect the horse, he must be able to go calmly and easily from one gait to another in both upwards and downwards transitions. Calmness must be maintained obtained and maintained, obtained before anything else. Before you can have the weight of the horse transferred back onto its haunches, you must accustomize the young horse to working calmly at all three gaits in a more horizontal balance without letting him lean on the reins. One must accustomize the horse to trot calmly on a large circle and ask transitions to the canter at different places on the circle, with few aids of the legs and with still reins. One must be certain that the transitions from the canter to the trot is obtained more by the body than by the reins. And do not stay too long either at the canter or at the trot. It's necessary that without getting nervous and with few aids, the horse always keeps on the same circle and goes very easily from trot to canter and vice versa. This is a basic exercise that riders forget to ask. They start collecting the horse way too early, which provokes nervousness of varying degrees depending on the sensitivity of each animal. In this phase of training, you establish by calmness the impulsion, which will gradually increase as collection increases. I read that wrong actually, sorry. The impulsion, which will increase gradually as collection increases. Very important. The horse, which is constantly solicited by the rider's age and which gives visible but rigid gesticulations, is not a horse with impulsion. Impulsion stems from the physical and mental relaxation of the horse. That's that thing we talk about with flow, isn't it? Love that. One must also be attentive to ask for calm halts. Once the horse halts, relax your hands. Then see if by a very light action of the reins, the horse slightly rounds his neck. If he does, push him forward with your seat that slides underneath you, whilst relaxing your hands again. With the two preceding exercises, one will accustom the horse to accept the influence of the rider's back, either pushing the horse forward or slowing him down. Of course, during this phase of training, the rider can continue the work in hand. He will be able to, in that manner, ask for more collection of the horse without the weight of the rider. In the training of the young horse, from the breaking in to how to call, one must not neglect any one step. It would be the same as if starting to construct a building on the 3rd floor without first making a solid foundation. The horse's body and mind must be prepared for the next phase of training. Horses that reach advanced exercises and that before reaching certain levels of the lesson put their weight on the reins, are rigid, or take too much time to relax, are not really trained horses. They've been obliged to act a part, no more than that. Go and observe in the big international dressage competitions the warming up of the horses before they enter the arena. Then think, for instance, about Boucher with Capitan, Buridan and Neptune, who were mounted behind the curtain and entered the arena obedient, well balanced and light. Another exercise that is important at this phase of training is the exercise of a broken line along the long side of the riding school, obtained using the same rein. The horse gets accustomed progressively to understand the action of the outside rein. Later, practice this lesson, either walking or trotting, sometimes with the reins in the left hand and sometimes with the reins in the right hand. The horse must be accustomed from the start to do without gesticulations of the arms of the rider. The rider does not need to make gestures with his hands. That is for the conductor of an orchestra. In this phase of training, you must do a rising trot and sit when the horse is well relaxed and cadenced. When you feel rigidity again, go back to the rising trot. And resume the sitting trot when you feel that the harmony is re-established. From the start, the horse and the rider should be as one. By the relaxation of the rider's waist, the body should not move more or less than the horse's back. The length of the lesson must not be conditioned by your watch, but rather by the sensation you receive and by the perception of the state of mind of your horse. Love that. Always finish the lesson thinking about the next one, so that the horse will be pleased to start his work again the next day. My goodness, there's so many valuable things in there, you know. It's simple words, but it's just so powerful and so important that we remember all these basic things, no matter what level we're working at. So thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate the gift of your time, and I'm so honoured to be able to share these concepts with you. Although I never met Nuno myself, my teacher spent many years studying with him. So keep tuning into the light, and I'll see you next time.